Ladies and gentlemen, mains and main net, Shinobi Nation, and the Busters unite. We are here with the next video in our Resident Evil marathon. We just completed Resident Evil 6, and before we head over to the next game, being Resident Evil 7, we have to recap 2 more movies. I watched them last night. They were pretty fire, and they were pretty connected, so today honestly might be a double upload, so then maybe it can flow like one story. But regardless, the first movie we're going to be recapping is Resident Evil. This movie right here, out of all the animated movies, CG movies I've seen so far, this one might have the best action scenes. Some ridiculous action scenes, but some fire action scenes. It also proves that Leon is like the main poster boy of this franchise. It also proves that these characters, they're not human, bro. They were doing some ridiculous stunts, ridiculous feats. But yeah, pretty solid movie. I think it takes place 1 year after Resident Evil 6, so it should be 2014. But with that being said, we got story film right here. Let's get into it.
Hi, Story Film here, and welcome to my channel.
Man, oh
Today,
man.
I'm going to tell a story about the animated movie called Resident Evil Vendetta.
Yep. By the way, if there's any parts in this video that's like blurred or grayed out, it's probably I had to, edit some stuff for copyright reasons, so I apologize in advance, but let's get into it.
This movie is a sequel to Resident Evil Damnation and takes place between the games Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Before we begin, get yourself something to eat and drink, find a comfortable place,
Rebecca's
and enjoy
back.
the story. The film begins as Leon visits a morgue where the dead bodies of DSO members lay.
Yeah.
As Leon becomes depressed and thinks about what kind of person he wanted to be when he was a child, some of the body bags in the morgue begin to move. We
got this, how Chris was down on his luck and kind of going, why is my screen jumping? I don't know if y'all can see this. It's acting crazy, but yeah, we know how Chris was acting in the bar, what I'm saying? He lost his memories a little bit. We get to see Leon actually go through that. It was kind of crazy to see, but yeah.
Knowing what'll happen, he shoots them without hesitation. In the Querétaro region of Mexico, Chris Redfield, who represents BSAA, and 20 Mexican soldiers are on a mission to capture Glenn Arias, an internationally wanted criminal who sells illegal weaponry, which is bioorganic weapon. One of the Mexican soldiers asks Chris about his history fighting bioorganic weapon and immediately understands after Chris tells all the shit he's already been through.
Sorry.
They're also looking for 2 missing persons, a BSAA agent named Kathy White and her son, Zach.
Yeah.
Upon arriving at the abandoned mansion, which is Glenn Arias' hideout, they split into 3 groups and start exploring. One of the groups found a remote control car on a bed in one of the rooms.
It was a creepy scene.
A noise sounded behind them and a boy came out from behind the cabinet with a bloody face while holding the remote control and suddenly attacked. Chris and his group, who heard gunshots and screams, rushed to the spot where they found a remote-controlled car on the bed. One of the soldiers tried to retrieve the car before being pulled under the bed.
New virus.
Seeing the soldier as good as dead,
different.
Chris shoots an overcrowded zombie under the bed while another of his group is attacked by the boy's zombies earlier. Chris recognizes the zombie boy as Zach, the son of Kathy White.
Zach. Man, oh man.
They then escape with Chris throwing a grenade that kills all the zombies in one blow. Outside, his teammate, who'd been bitten by Zach, began to turn and attack him.
Immediately,
Meanwhile, another group that was in the dining hall was attacked by a creature that looked like a Samantha zombie that had only half a body left. The rest of the soldiers run from the creature into a narrow alley, and without realizing it, they're chopped to death by a hidden sling.
Yeah.
Chris shoots the soldier, who turned before being surrounded by zombies that make him jump out through the window.
The main villain of this movie, Glenn Arias, one, he was a weirdo. He was a maniac, and oh my goodness. But again, yeah, sorry for the jumping. I think it might just be on this video, so I apologize for that. Let's continue though.
He then met face to face with his main target.
Yeah. Arias. What was getting folded.
They then engage in hand-to-hand combat,
like,
which is eventually won by Arias with a weapon he snatches and shoots behind Chris, who's wearing a bulletproof vest.
Doing him dirty.
Arias then tells about the uniqueness of his bioorganic weapon, which is able to recognize enemies or friends. To prove it, he lets loose a female zombie carried by a woman and an oversized man to devour Chris. He then realizes that the female zombie is Kathy, but is only able to stay away from the approaching zombies, as Arias left the place with the woman named Maria Gomez and the strange-looking man. He then rescued by a helicopter, which shoots down all the zombies and kills Kathy, who was already dead.
Oh yeah. I was like, brother, I get it, you know what I'm saying? He lost another agent. I just wasn't expecting him to start screaming like that, you know?
4 months later, Arias has a flashback when his wedding day was bombed by the government, who wanted to kill him and killed almost everyone present,
it was messed up.
His wife,
very
which
messed
made him
up.
Determined to avenge his wife's death.
But like, he went
Rebecca
crazy.
Chambers is a college professor at a scientific research center and a top disease researcher. She and her colleague named Aaron are discussing the latest virus called Animality virus.
Yeah, it's the new the A virus. But it was cool seeing Rebecca again. And yeah, I guess she really just, I think they talked about it in this movie, so I won't speak on it too much, but she pretty much left the field, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't really in the mix no more. She became a professor studying the virus. She pretty much like the Sakura of Resident Evil. Even though Sakura throw them bows, you know what I'm saying? She be, you know, healing them, all that stuff.
A virus that turns people into the undead.
Yeah.
Later, Aaron goes to receive 30 virus-infected corpses after being asked by Rebecca before being attacked by Maria, who breaks in. In the research lab, Rebecca finally managed to find a vaccine formula for the virus and began production before a green smoke released by Maria through the ventilation room spread and changed the body of the inhaled person. Rebecca, who was also affected by the smoke and seemed to guess from her symptoms which virus was spreading, rushed to the vaccine production room to inject the vaccine she'd just made. After recovering from the infection, she takes a sample and returns to the laboratory room, hiding under the table after killing Aaron, who turns into a zombie. She's then attacked by zombies after drinking water from a bottle she found on the table. Later,
that part was weird.
Chris and his team,
guess she was thirsty.
Damien, and Nadia, arrive and rescue her.
Bruh,
after a brief conversation with Chris, Rebecca relaxes in her hotel and watches TV. She is then visited by Chris, who tells her about Glenn, who's now taken over Neo Umbrella and Trisol.
Yeah, I was like, damn, so I wonder what they're gonna be doing now, because spoiler alert, we know they're gonna kill this dude, but he took over Neo, Umbrella, and Trisol, like damn, you know?
Selling bioorganic weapons to war-torn countries and shady organizations. Rebecca then relates that the nucleotides in the new virus appear to be similar to those in the Las Plagas parasite, which was harnessed by Los Illuminados, the organization in Resident Evil 4, and theorizes that the remaining members of the cult are providing Arias with information for the development of the A virus. Chris then suggests that they talk to the real expert.
You know who that is.
Real expert?
The next day, Rebecca and Chris fly to the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, where they meet Leon.
Bro, it's like it's not really a big part of the story, but I was tripping off that scene in the helicopter. I tried to find it after this, but it was just like talking about Breaking Bad at the end. I was like, bro, what?
Who is sitting half drunk in a bar and greets them with cynicism.
Okay, Leon.
Rebecca apologizes for disturbing Leon during his vacation and asks him to help them with a mission, since Leon was the one who encountered Los Illuminados. Unnoticed by the three of them, Arias spies on them with a hidden camera and for some reason pays more attention to Rebecca.
Freaking weird.
After what he heard from Rebecca, Leon tells them that he seems to give up on everything that happened because he sees no end to it. But Chris, who doesn't give a damn shit about his remorseful complaint, continues to brief the situation.
It was kind of true though.
Emotional, damn it!
He literally didn't care.
Rebecca calms the two of them who are arguing about the mission, saying that Chris and Leon cannot agree when Chris feels vengeance and Leon feels remorse. She then injects herself with the vaccine, during which a blood sample is also taken. She doesn't know what triggers the mutations, but she believes that Arias holds the trigger. She then walks away, leaving Chris and Leon in silence.
She kind of hit a fire
speech. In the
speech.
women's restroom, Rebecca was kidnapped by Maria after she found a woman's body in the toilet. In the bar, Leon confronts Patricio, the traitor responsible for the failure of his mission and the death of all the team members. He comes to ask Leon for help to save his family after finding out the secret between an arms dealer and a survivor of Los Illuminados. Chris asks Patricio if the arms dealer is Glenn Arias, which he confirms and recounts Arias' plan for a large-scale attack on New York City with bioorganic weapons. Suddenly they are attacked by Arias' henchmen and Chris sees Rebecca fainting and being carried by Maria. Patricio, who was injured by a gunshot, gave Leon his cell phone with information about Arias before he died.
This was pretty sad.
After all that happened, Leon finally agrees to help Chris with his mission.
Oh, they skipped it out, but yeah, the dude Patricia, his family, wife and daughter had called on the phone, and you heard them like, you know, where's my husband, yada yada yada, but Leon couldn't say nothing, had to just hang up. This was weird too, bro. I'm gonna let it play, but yeah, Rebecca woke up in a wedding dress. You're gonna see why. But that's like a new, like, not even fear, but just a weird scenario. Imagine you're so unconscious. You don't know what's going on. You wake up and your whole entire outfit has changed. That's freaking creepy to me, bro.
Rebecca woke up, sitting on a chair and tied up in a wedding garden and in a wedding dress.
What? Is she in a dress like that
Arias
too?
then arrives and wants to make Rebecca his bride.
And he did it like...
She shares a striking resemblance to his dead wife. It is also revealed here that the giant man is Maria's father, named Diego Gomez, and is a close friend of Arias, who also survived the wedding massacre. After learning that Arias has spread the virus through the air using a tanker truck, they devise a plan to stop Arias. Later, Chris and Leon board the vehicle, with Leon riding a motorcycle and Chris driving a four-wheel drive. Leon and Chris manage to destroy the tanker truck carrying the virus, while DC and Nadia manage to destroy another tanker truck and injure Maria in the attack. Unfortunately, Damien is brutally decapitated by zombie dogs coming out of a van. The two zombie dogs chase Leon, who baits them, and he manages to kill one of them with a shot and blowing another to death, also killing innocent civilian in process, while Chris goes to Arias' place. In a laboratory, Rebecca is injected with an enhanced virus after she rejects Arias' proposal to become his wife.
Smack the
he
hell
then
out
wants to replace Rebecca's arm with his dead wife's arm so that Rebecca might open her heart to him.
What?
Arias sees Chris arrive through his surveillance camera, and as Rebecca is getting mutated, he challenges Chris to save Rebecca within 20 minutes before she changes completely. He then unleashes a horde of zombies to accompany Chris to play.
They were locking in, bro. Oh my goodness. That boy Chris started hitting moves I never seen before, bro. I'm gonna have to find the
Leon came to help
things.
by rushing over on his motorcycle. They then split up with Chris going to rescue Rebecca while Leon kills all the zombies.
Man, oh man. One pistol. That boy Leon S. Kennedy. And of course he was still cracking his jokes.
Chris manages to find Rebecca after killing two guards.
Man, you saw that dress, bro? There is no way. Like imagine you're a woman, you wake up in this and you know you didn't have this on before. I don't know how wedding dresses works, but like I'm pretty sure you don't wear bras under there, bro. That just stood out to me like, whoa. That would be so weird.
Rebecca after killing two guards, and now he has to fight Diego, who slams him against the wall and slams him again before losing to being burned.
Mug is not human.
Chris goes upstairs with Rebecca to take the vaccine after urging the doctor to tell him where it is, but is stopped by an armed Arias.
This fight was so ridiculous.
Aware that time is running out, Chris launched an attack and the two exchanged gunfire, dodging each other at close range before falling onto the glass roof.
I gotta find the full fight.
Here they continue the fight with hand-to-hand combat,
so ridiculous.
with Chris winning when he throws Arias into a cracked mirror, causing him to fall to the ground with a satisfying sound.
He should have been dead, like nothing left.
Who was dying,
but nope.
was approached by Diego, who was still alive and mutated with him, which made Arias came back to life with a mutated body. He grabs Chris, and before he can kill him, Leon shows up on his motorcycle and crashes into him.
Bro.
Arias grabs Leon and throws him against the wall,
look at that, bro.
and again his spine is perfectly fine.
He's not
just
human.
Like in Damnation.
Exactly,
although
bro.
Now he's not wearing a bulletproof vest.
Like what?
While Chris takes the opportunity to find a vaccine for Rebecca, who is getting worse, Leon continues to fight with Arias, but unfortunately gets caught in his grip. DC and Nadia come to the rescue and Nadia shoots through Arias' body and also demolishes the building that was hit by the shots.
Enraged
that Diego died in the shootout, He jumped and clung to the helicopter and stabbed Nadia before Leon swung his motorcycle at him and blew it up, leaving Arias hanging between the building and the helicopter. Chris ends it all by blowing Arias up a second time, leaving pieces of flesh and a wedding ring behind. After curing Rebecca, they immediately take the vaccine, and while the team spreads it around the city to cure the rest of the infected, Leon and Chris wonder what kind of outbreak they will face in the future. The film ends when Maria is shown alive, and her face shows an intention to take revenge for the death of her father and Arias' deaths, or perhaps she is just hungry.
Bruh.
Thank you for—
Nah, she want to get revenge, and that's gonna be one of the plot points in the next movie we're gonna be reacting to, Resident Evil Death Island. That video should hopefully be out today. But yeah, this was a solid movie. I'm gonna try to find some of the action scenes because they were fire, but let me just try to think of some details. Yeah, that Rebecca thing, that was just a thing that stood out with her waking up in a wedding dress like that freaking Glenn put her in like that. That's crazy. Who knows what he did? He was already a freak elite. But yeah, those action scenes, I mean, my goodness. Let me just go ahead and find them. Look at this, bro. Hold on, let me go ahead and go to when they start shooting at each other. I was like, what the freak? How is this like a duel? Look, bro. I'm like, what? How are y'all missing each other? Who is he shooting at? Look at this, look. Who are you shooting at, sir? I'm like, brother. What the freak, bro? Dude, I was so like mad but laughing at this scene. Like, who came up with the fight choreography for this, bro? Like, spoiler alert, nobody ever got shot, bro. Like, what? Man, oh man. Kept going on for a little minute though. They did start scrapping. Chris was getting folded. Like, I don't think we ever seen Chris really lock in on a fight, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was locking in. He didn't, you know, get knocked. Actually, no, he started getting freaking crazy pounded on right here. Hold on, I gotta find that scene. I thought he was finna kill him, bro. Look at this. I said, damn, Chris. Like, his eyes start rolling back. I'm like, Chris, lock in, bro. Damn. Like, what? Again though, not human. You should have been knocked out, but he still had enough strength to do this. And yeah, this is what knocked him down here. And of course he was still like, he was alive enough to say like a whole 2 full sentences. I was like, what? This scene was crazy as well, bro. That boy Leon, why were these dogs so damn fast too? That was another thing. I was like, brother, that virus must enhance everything to the max. Look at the mugs go. I said, what, brother? Oh yeah, this dude was hitting stuff on motorcycles I never seen before, bro. He was steering with his foot at one point. I was like, what? That boy Leon. Look. That boy clean, bro. Oh my goodness. It was cool to see him go through pretty much what Chris went through. And it makes sense to why he looks. Have you noticed how he kind of seems more mean in Resident Evil 9? You know, the gameplay they show, he seems like just done. And that was years after all of this, you know what I'm saying? So it probably just kept piling on, you know? And at the end of the movie, he did ask Chris, you know, how long, you know, are we going to keep doing this? Chris had responded with something Leon said earlier, but he was like, I don't look that far into the future or something like that. And then they laughed it off. But yeah, they're just growing more and more numb to it. And it's kind of sad. Look at this dude, Leon, though, bro. Wait till he put his foot up on the daggone, whatever you could. Look, bro, I said, what? That mug making plays. Foot is still up there, bro. How will I hide this? His foot is still there. I'm like, what? But honestly, this is probably one of my, I think this may be my favorite CG movie, you know what I'm saying? This was that hallway fight scene that was locking in. Yes, sir. Chris, he had one of those guns with the knife thing at the top. I don't know if it's still there, but he like stabbed 2 zombies at the same time and pushed them to a wall or something like that. He was locking in, bro. I said, damn. You know, why can't you do that against, you know what I'm saying, your 1v1s, bro? Like, what? Probably because zombies, they really ain't, you know, they just mindless. They just want brains. You know? Damn. Man, oh man. I love how every character in this, you know, franchise have their fighting style. You know, Chris is a soldier, so he do more slams, heavy hits. Leon, he just finesseful, bro. You know, that mug is just a superhero. Cool to see them team up though, especially after fighting in 6. They had an argument in the beginning at the bar, you know what I'm saying? Leon was drunk, that was crazy seeing, but they were locking in, bro. Look at Leon, brother. Like, what? Look how he moving. Oh my, bro. Like, dude, they should have had stuff like this in the game cutscenes. That boy ain't playing, bruh. Oh my goodness. But yeah, at this point, yeah, when it comes to the zombies, yeah, they ain't nothing to them, bro. They got the zombies. But I'm gonna end this up right here. Definitely watch this movie for yourself so you can get the full context, you know what I'm saying? Get the full details, you know, what people are talking about. It was cool to see Rebecca again. I love how they kept her putting the thumb up like she did in Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 1. Yeah, they didn't really talk about it in this recap, but there was a scene in the movie where she was explaining, one of the soldiers asked her, you know, you used to be a special ops and then you went to a science geek, and she was like, when she was with STARS, she already was a medical, you know what I'm saying, STARS unit person, so she always kind of liked to be in the medical field. So after the RE mansion or the Spencer mansion, she decided to just, you know, kind of shift, and she was only 18 in Resident Evil 0 and 1. So yeah, she definitely, she got out of the mix, but she still was close to it, obviously, where she could end up getting kidnapped and dealing with the viruses and all of that, man. But it's cool seeing Rebecca again. We're gonna see her again in the next movie, and that video should be out shortly after this one, man. Double upload today. And until then, I hope y'all enjoy. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell so you know when I'm posting, man. Share the content, share the channel, do all of that. I'll see y'all in the next one. It's your boy Kai SMG. Peace.